Got a prospective client that is interested in a custom build, but they want a fancy pickup. So today we're going to test drive the LR Bags HiFi Duet by installing it in our bench workhorse here, serial number 23. See how it sounds, compare it, contrast it to, mic'd versus the pickup, and just see how it goes. Now I'll try and capture as much as I can of the install, but small hole, big camera doesn't fit in there, so we'll have to see how it goes, and let's get into it. So first thing we're going to do is loosen up all our strings and then pull our pins. So the install instructions recommends using the mic as sort of a benchmark to make sure that you've actually got enough space on the bridge plate. So drop the pins in here, and this thing's about 3/4 of an inch. You should have plenty of space to the front of the bridge plate, and it feels like I do. I knew I did anyways because I put it together. All right. So next thing, since we know that we're probably safe to actually install this, we need a much bigger hole at the end. So we've got a step up bit here that will make the hole bigger until it gets to a 1/2 inch here. And then we can run that jack through the hole. All right, so now this isn't going to go the full depth of our end plate, so we're going to go get a 1/2 inch bit and finish that up. But we'll also get a block in there so that we don't get any tear out. Now we are 1/2 inch size, so we should be able to just run this through to finish out the hole. But it's a twist bit, tend to make a mess. What we want to do, see if we can get a block pressed nice and tight against this so that we don't tear this up. All right, we want our block. Yes, nice clean exit. Do a little vacuuming. Next is we need to assemble this little jig here. All right, the jig assembly is fairly straightforward. Looks like it comes with 2 sets of pins. Find the ones that fit inside your bridge pin holes. In this case, it's the yellow ones for me. There is a raised lip here that will keep the nut from rotating. Just go ahead and spin into that until you're kind of snug. Do the same thing for the other side. And then back at the guitar, we'll take the threaded end and put it in here and make sure that we are centered, no weird offset or anything like that, and we are aligned with our bridge pin holes. Next step we're going to do is we're going to glue, or we're going to tape these pickups to the jig. So they've got a couple of little stickies that you're basically taping it to the jig so that when you take the jig, bring it in, and push it up through the holes, you'll be pushing the sticky side of the pickup against the bridge plate. Let's go ahead and put a little sticky on our pickups. Looks like they include plenty of spare sticky, so you've got opportunity to fix any goof ups. They probably could have done, these are supposed to be temporary. Could have made peeling the tape off a little easier for this. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to set it up so that the thread is going between our pinholes. And there are some guides here that make it look like, and based on the install videos I saw, where here's sort of the distance they want it from the pinhole. So that's what I'm going to align with. All right, let me take a picture of this so it's easier to here's how I am set up. Okay. So now we want to pull off protective cover with pickups. Go in, find our holes blindly. There's one, there's two. Push it up. All right. Now we should have pickups stuck to the top of our bridge plate. And just a little pull on the template and it came off, even with our tape on. So I think everything went exactly as we needed it to. The pickups seem to be well in place here and plenty of space on the bridge plate. So we're all good there. All right, now that we've got the pickups in, with pickup in, the LR bags folks suggest going ahead and wiring everything else up except for the microphone, because it becomes much harder to test or to move the pickups once you've got the microphone in place. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do that. I'm just using a cable here to help me get lined up. And got our jack in here. I don't have it snug down yet. We'll do that in a bit. Now there's two of our cables. We've got a battery bag, which has actually got our wire ties packed in. Oh, and they are generous with those too, which is really nice. I have bought pickup systems before that assume that you are absolutely perfect and will never goof this up. That is not something that happens for me. So for us, I think we'll be able to put this on the neck block. Yes, we just want to make sure that we are not covering access to the truss rod. This has got a nice sticky. This is, I think, the only one that does not have an alternate sticky. Now we have the battery in place. So we want to hook up all this stuff. Snap. It feels like it's not going in. It's probably not meant to go in that way. Okay, output, and then there's a pickup jack, and then this guy going to get mounted about right here. Okay. So let's put our stringings back together. I won't do that on camera. And then we will test drive this. All right, everything's hooked up. I can hear the amp rumbling a little bit. I don't hear any one string is particularly more louder than the other. Might be a little bit boomy, it's a bass amp. And I'm not a guitarist. Okay, so that looks like we are working fine. Next step is let's put in our mic. Now it is time to do the mic. So the video that LR Bags posted said there's supposed to be some kind of sleeve here, but the current instructions say don't use that, and mine was not included. So we are going to do this the old-fashioned way. So we want to reach in here. It should be centered between the two sensors, and the wire should be going between the middle two pins. And we're going to put it in. And that feels pretty good. Well, let me take a look. Take a little mirror here. It is, I feel it could go back that way a little bit more. We are sort of hanging off the edge a little bit, so let's that looks pretty good. We got clearance on both sides. Feels like the wire is shooting between the two pins. So let's give this a little squeeze to make sure that we're nice and seated in there. Okay. Did not want to undo the twist tie before I put it in, just to keep the wire from getting messy, but this is challenging one-handed. All right. Now this guy should go into the last remaining hole on our mixer here. Again, blindly. All right. So now it's just a matter of, let's take some of these wire clips and start cleaning up our mess on the inside. So in general, what we want to do is we don't want a whole lot of stuff on the soundboard. Try and do all the wiring on the sides. Battery should be able to do that just fine. Ugh. Wonder if this is one of those things that, well, it really makes sense to do this before you put the guitar together. If that's a thing you can do. All right, so I'm going to get all that wiring squared away. I can't really show that. That's just me fumbling around inside the guitar. But once we get it strung up, we'll mic it, and then we'll run through the pickups and see how it sounds. Everything is reassembled. Jack's tightened up. All the wiring is cleaned up and bound down, so nothing's buzzing. I don't seem to have any kind of interference anywhere. So okay, I'm pretty happy with the way it went together. So we'll do like a little demonstration of what it sounds like from the mic and from the pickups and the internal mic. Right now I have got a mic here and the pickup jack run through the Behringer straight into DaVinci Resolve. I'll do a little strumming and we can compare back and forth in the video. I am not a guitarist. This is not a recording studio, so you'll probably hear all kinds of weird sounds, including ones that I make. But let's give this a go. Okay, so that was all the way rolled back, so we're just hearing the pickups from under the bridge plate. Now we'll move to, that is the middle. So that's half of the microphone inside and half of the bridge plate pickups. All right, and let's roll it all the way forward so it's just microphone. All right, and then I'll be back in a moment with a few of my thoughts after I listen to it. After listening to the recordings, I think I'm a big fan of the middle of the dial, a little bit of the internal mic, a little bit of the under bridge plate pickups mixed together. I think just the bridge plate pickups alone, you could be very, very happy. So that certainly seems like an option. But the microphone does add a little extra something there. So I think that's pretty nice. I think the client will be delighted with how this works out. Anyway, so if this is the kind of content you like, please like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see you at the next one.